Back on desserts. Could only stay away for so long. I didn't have much of a sweet tooth before I started this show, but I've created a monster. So just because I can, today I'm going to be making a chocolate Swiss roll, which isn't actually Swiss, it's from Austria. I don't know what happened there. You'll recognize this one as the cake that's rolled up with the icing inside of it. How it's rolled up, I have no idea. I feel as if it should just break or snap when you're rolling it, no? All I can do is find out. So let's find out. So let's start with making the cake. This cake that you can roll. It's gotta be something in these ingredients. Cocoa powder, all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, butter, four eggs. In a large bowl, add the cocoa powder, flour, and some salt. Whisk it. Make your way over to the stovetop. You're gonna create a double boiler. Add our beaten eggs and sugar. I'm gonna use my hand mixer. Beat this until the eggs are thick and pale and warm to touch. Remove the eggs from the heat and continue to beat for another 3 minutes. Till it's thick, airy, and has reached the ribbon stage. This ribbon stage is taking a spoonful of this egg mixture, drizzling it back into the bowl, and it should fall off your spoon like a ribbon. It shouldn't settle into place for like 5-10 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. While I was mixing that, I was multitasking to the extreme. I turned on the oven and I melted butter with one hand on the mixer, the other one reaching for things. Mix in your melted butter. Now we want to gently fold in our dry ingredients. Gently, Jamie, gently fold it. Baking sheet with parchment paper, butter it up. Add your cake batter onto the parchment paper. I'm making this batter as flat as possible. We're leaving an inch around from the edges of this pan. I learned this cool trick while making the Reese's peanut butter cups, and it was to flatten this cake batter right the f out. And it appears to have worked. I'm gonna put this into a preheated oven for 5 to 6 minutes. I'm starting to realize how you're able to roll the cake, and I think it has something to do with how long I beat those eggs for, getting them into that ribbon stage. That's gotta make that cake a little more flexible, right? I just didn't realize how unprepared I was before I got going. Shh. I'll continue this conversation later. We want to make sure this cake is springy to touch. This cake is really making me work. Holy, we're not out of this yet. Sprinkling some cocoa powder onto a surface very lightly. We want to flip our cake upside down onto the parchment paper. Flip it very gently. How the flying f*** are you supposed to flip this? Just go for it, Jamie, just go for it. Yes! What we gotta do first is an initial roll of this cake. So let's roll this up, and then we're gonna keep it rolled up until we actually need to use it. Put in mind that this all has to be done while this cake is still warm. That's why I'm just losing my mind right now. Use this parchment paper to lift it up. Somehow that worked. It's all rolled up. Wow. Okay, we're gonna make the cream filling. Heavy whipping cream, sugar, vanilla. That's all I got. Let's add all 3 ingredients. Mix it for 5 minutes. And I'm liking that. Get your cake and unroll it. Spread this cream all over the cake, but leaving a 1 inch around the border. Now we want to do the official rolling of the cake. Be quick, be quick. The rolling worked, but it's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna trim the edges. Here, and here. I transferred the cake to a baking rack, which is just my oven rack. And I'm gonna get it the hell out of the way. Last step is the chocolate ganache. Ganache? Ganache. Last step, the chocolate ganache. Another 3 easy ingredients. Chocolate chips, heavy cream, milk. This is all pretty easy stuff. Transferring this heavy cream into the chocolate chip bowl. And then I'm gonna microwave this until the whole thing is combined into a nice syrupy, chocolate syrupy thing. 30-second intervals, and every 30 seconds you're stirring. Hot damn, that looks good. I'm gonna add just a little bit of milk. Now that's supposed to help make this easier to pour on top. We get to pour this chocolate ganache all over this cake. Woo. Let this cool completely, clean up your mess, and that's it. Born ready. I want more. This is a very, very delicious cake. You know what is really sticking out to me is how light it is. It's very light. I could eat this whole thing, and I will eat this whole thing, and I won't even notice. I mean, this will notice, but I won't really notice. I totally recommend you guys make this cake. It's really light, it's really delicious, and it was a little intense right at the beginning once you added those eggs, but once you get past that initial part, smooth sailing. I want you to try it. You could have this if we could, but I'm going to eat it. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I very much appreciate you guys stopping by. If you liked it, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can like, you can do any of those 3 things. And if you do, you let me know that you want to see more and I want to keep making more, so it's a win-win, I think. You can also head over to Instagram, say hello there if you want. Man, it's good to be back on desserts. I'll see you soon.